For this recipe, you will need a oven-safe dish. You will need canola cooking spray, Irish butter, garlic granules, crushed red pepper, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. This is going to make you a healthy, nutritious, very tasty oven roasted garlic vegetables. There's a couple of tricks in this video, so pay attention to all the steps. Step 1. Coat the pan with oil, making sure you get some on the corners and the sides. A light sprinkling of Italian seasoning. These have good antioxidant immune boosting herbs in it, so a little bit all the time helps you out. Don't get too much because it can be overwhelming. And for some people it can add a little bit of heat. Speaking of heat, crushed red pepper flakes. Once again, red pepper helps boost your immune system. It comes out. You can use any pepper. If you're from the South or Southwest or India, just pepper out. But in the Northwest, we kind of like our garlic, which is a really good immune boosting and disease resistant food. And this is the trick. You want to coat the entire bottom with granules. And what's going to happen is all the juices from the vegetables and the extra butter we add in melt. That's going to mingle with this garlic and turn it into a great flavor that you toss at the end. If you don't toss it, your vegetables are going to taste wrong. Let's cut up some butter. Alright, I believe this is called Kerrygold Irish butter. You can also use the Amish style butter, or just use, if you got nothing else, use the Kirkland unsalted butter. Because we're going to salt this with Kirkland Himalayan sea salt. As with all American dishes, salt and pepper is important. And you want to be really liberal because it's going to basically melt into the liquids on the bottom. And then you're going to toss it all together at the end. And a little bit of black pepper on the bottom. It needs to cook a little bit, so you want to not put too much on. A little more salt. And then we'll salt it again as we add the vegetables. That was a trick I didn't show you in the video, as I was including salt and pepper in the ingredients. So hope you watched long enough to see that. Alright, because we love broccoli, we're going to add extra broccoli to the mix. I think I might top it with an onion, because we have fresh onion. We'll see. That's kind of a curveball changer. I don't normally use onions. I've tried potatoes with mixed results. Just want to play with other vegetables that you have fresh that you can add. I want to get these bigger pieces into the corner so they'll cook a little bit better, or you can cut them up after they cook. Okay. It's actually not a lot of broccoli, but I don't want to open the next bag of broccoli, so we'll just go with that. And this mix has broccoli in it. Okay, now that's a tip here. You see how I poured the bag? I didn't just dump it on the middle. I spread it out because the bag doesn't mix well. So if you pour from one end into the other back, you're going to get a good mixture of vegetables. And that's important for cooking evenly. If you get a clump of vegetables in one spot or something, it won't cook well, etc., so on and so forth. I'm going to put a little bit more here in the center now. Then we're going to hit it with some salt. . You can add some other seasonings at this point if you want. I'm not going to because I'm going to toss it all well up at the end, so it's fine. So you make this, you eat 1 to 2 cups of it a day, and you're going to get most of your vitamins and minerals. The rest of it you'll get from the fruits and berries in the other video. Welcome to the show today. I'm sharing some secrets on cooking for having fibromyalgia and a weakened immune system. This is a nice, tasty, healthy way to get the right foods into your diet every day so your body can do the best for you it possibly can. Feed your body what it needs. It's going to take care of you better. Alright, we're just going to put this in the oven for 20 minutes at 420 degrees. And when it's done, we're going to take a spatula from the bottom and we're going to flip everything over and we're going to toss it just like you would any sauce in a bowl or something. You need to toss the stuff that's cooking on the bottom while it's going in with the stuff that's cooking on the top while it's going. They're not going to mix together by themselves, and if you don't do that, you're not going to get the great garlic flavor I'm creating right now. So that's the last tip. Hope you watched the video to this point. You can see it happen in real time. 2 minutes, and as you can hear, it's still sizzling in there. I'm going to give them a flip. I can see the fat starting to come out here. So we're just going to scrape the glaze off the bottom of that there. Flip them over. And that timer's actually for the oven. Looks like some of the garlic granules stuck there. Oh yeah, that looks really nicely seared. We're just going to let this sit while we take the stuff out of the oven. Now you see there's a little bit of roasting going on the broccoli here, and that's exactly how we want it. A little bit on the vegetables on top. That's good. Alright, now while it's still hot, you need to toss these in their juice really well. So I just start by scraping the bottom and flipping it over, kind of like you're shoveling dirt. Then you flip it back the other way, just like you're turning a garden in. And you see how there's a whole bunch on the bottom? Well, you need to make sure that's tossed throughout all the vegetables. That's your flavor. One time I had my wife cook this for me, and when I was sick, and I didn't tell her about the part of tossing the vegetables, and it definitely lacks flavor in half of them and too much flavor in the other half. So you want to toss that really well, make sure you can see seasoning on every vegetable, and then you're good. Go on to the next section. And I've tried putting the seasoning in with the vegetables, and you can't get this flavor. You need to literally cook the seasoning under the vegetables and that amount of butter and the juices that are released from the vegetables to make this work so tasty. And when you're eating this, just count it as your multivitamin. You have 2 cups of this every day and you don't need a multivitamin. 2 cups of this every day, you're going to go, wow, I'm eating a lot of vegetables. I didn't realize 2 cups was that many. Doesn't sound like a lot. Alright, that's looking pretty good. But here, let me show you the juice on the bottom real quick if I can. Well, it's mixed up pretty good, so it's not there to show you. Alright, you can eat these. You can cool them down, put them in the fridge, put them in the freezer. I wouldn't recommend, don't freeze these. I'm sorry. Scratch that. They're great if you put into portions that you can take to work or eat at school or whatever you're on the go. You can have your fresh vegetables that heat up nicely. They'll sit like this in a hot pan for up to about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then they're going to start losing their good crispy flavor. I'm just going to eat this carrot. It's still crispy. I don't know if you can hear that. You want to get it cooked, but not overcook it. All these are still crispy. Look, the salmon's done. We could have a salmon burger and some vegetables and have a really healthy meal. Dang, that's making me hungry. Why don't I just show you what this looks like on a plate as a meal, okay? Oh, look at that. Alright, this is a nice light meal or a snack for some of you, but this is a full meal for my wife, and it's very healthy. It's got shrimp, it's got salmon, it's got a multitude of vegetables, herbs, and seasonings that are all good and designed to boost your immune system so you can be healthier. And it tastes good! And then of course for dessert we have a Ghirardelli double chocolate crackle cookie from the Church of Tree of Life. So it is cannabis infused, edible for your pain or medication needs. And dang, is it good. Cannabis is legal in the state of Washington.